Buongiorno. Forget the word for afternoon, but bon anyhow. How are you? I'm Dharma, and this is your daily. Oh, there we go. Are you there? There we go. All right. Let me get the. I'm on my. Yes. I'm not ready. If you can't tell. Okay. Everything is wild today. Absolutely wild. We're doing it live for everyone because I only have time to do the one today. And I have a couple of announcements to make. So for those of you who are not typically on the moons, this is actually a members only show. But I'm doing it live for everyone today because I have stuff that I have to do. Okay. There's all kinds of people here. I'm going to go ahead and get to it because I need to get back on the road. I know. You guys, everybody give a round of applause for Colby. I called that one last night and made him tell me bedtime stories until I fell asleep. That's true. What are we talking about? Moon's in Virgo. So Moon is in Virgo. So you're probably like, let's get after it. Let's do the thing. Let's, I was talking to somebody the other day who was a Virgo, and he's like, I don't understand why I feel like, I'm not really sure where I'm going. I'm like, well, that's because you're a Virgo without a clipboard. Okay? Virgos need to have the clipboard. So as people are rolling in, first thing, if anybody knows anything about Italy, I'm serious, and you have a place that you prefer, I'm seriously considering going there. Never been there. I really want to go. The more and more I learn the language and I eat the food, I'm slowly falling in love with a place that I've never been to before. So anybody who knows anything about that, shoot me a text on Instagram, not on Messenger. I will not be able to find you on Messenger. I don't understand what happened, but my Facebook gone wild, and I have over 1,300 DMs from people that I don't know, and I'm not going to scroll through them. So if you want to actually talk to me, you're going to have to DM me on IG. Okay, so that's the first thing. If you know things about Italy, please let me know. I want to know if you've been there, what you've seen, what you've heard, where the good food is, where the good folks are, where the good housing is. Tell me things. Okay? Second piece of news is that I opened up 2 slots only for like 45-minute readings that I want to do like now. So if you want a reading right now, it'll be when I get back. So it'll be like 4 or 5 o'clock tonight, probably a little bit later. And then same time tomorrow. I'll do one tomorrow evening, only because I got shit that I've got to pay for. So I'm going to slide 2 people in, and they will be done immediately, and we will do them via FaceTime. Please do not offer for me to record it and give it to you later. It gets put on the back burner, and the next thing you know, it's been 3 months and I still fucking owe it to you. We're not going to do that anymore. So I've got 2 slots open, one for tonight, one for tomorrow night, and we'll get them done. Okay. So, but it must be through PayPal or Venmo. And those links are in the box below. I also put up a link somewhere, but as soon as I get those 2 in, like, I'm not doing that anymore. So get them now. For those of you who want something on the fly. Okay, the other piece of news that I'm actually super stoked about, I told everybody about this on the moons over the weekend. Okay, I was on the phone with Colby when this happened. Some raven, okay, nominated me for the Inked magazine competition. The Inked Originals Tattoo magazine competition, where I would get a 2-page spread. Imagine how many ravens we could find if I won that competition. So the voting starts in an hour. The link is in the box below for voting. And please bear with me because it is going to be very, very, very annoying. There are like 8 or 9 rounds. The finals get drawn in mid-July. And you'll have to vote over and over and over and over again. And what I'm going to do as a, energy exchange for those of you who are going to take the time to vote, the 3 people who vote the most, I'm going to give you an hour-long private reading or mukbang or whatever the fuck you want to do. It's me. I'm easy here in August when my semester is over. Okay. So every time you vote, you can vote once a day for free. If you want to buy votes, buy votes. And they will just screenshot it. And so after the competition is over, if I have won, even if I don't win, okay, if you guys are going to take the effort to do that for me, then I'm still going to come through for you. So, but I can't do it for everybody. There's 40,000 of you. Okay, there's no way I can do 40,000 readings on break. And remember what happened over on New Year's when I got 73 readings and I still have 6 left to do? Remember that day? Okay. It's kind of a nightmare. So, the link to that is in the box below. So this is the round 1, and then they're gonna, I think they take the top 10, and then there's a round 2, and then there's a round 3. So we're just gonna keep doing it over and over and over again. And the idea is that suggesting that we get all the way to the end. I'm gonna talk up the tribe, because they asked me to fill out all this stuff about my tattoos and what they mean. And I'm like, well, they're spiritual. They're, spirit animals. They taught me lessons. My body is canvas. Okay. So please do toss in your votes. Make sure you screenshot it so that you can give me a tally at the end, and the top 3 will get to meet with me for an hour. And then we'll figure something else out. There is prize money with it. So there's a chance that I could probably throw us a party or something. I'm not really sure. I don't necessarily think that I'm going to go all the way to the end, but there's a lot of us. So, if you are interested, the link for that is in the box below. Okay. And I think that's it for my tribe news. Okay. I got 2 slots. Voting is open. And what was the other thing that I said? There was another piece of news that I already forgot. Well, rewind it. I already said it. Okay. Okay, so Moon is in Virgo. And thank you. You guys are so sweet to me. Yep. All right. Virgo. Virgo is... Because if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Fucking Beyonce's a Virgo. Wisdom. Somebody could be getting wholly after it. That kind of reminds me of that movie, Hidden Figures, where she's drawing on the wall. Abundance. You might get some kind of news about money as well. Whether the money is coming in, or you get news of it, or I feel like you actually get it put in your hand. And it feels like, this feels like we have all this change coming. And maybe if you were asking about change, or where it's coming from, or what it's going to be like, it feels like that is rolling in a very real way. You have the wisdom, you have the knowledge, you are moving up the ladder. You get a chunk of cash. Feels like out of nowhere. And then look at how she's standing with her hands behind her back, and she's looking out the window like it's like you are at the end of your journey. And now you're standing at that's why they call it Alpha Omega. The end is the beginning is the end, right? And so you come to the end, but it's also the beginning. So the ending of one thing leads to the beginning of another. And that's a beautiful thing. All right. And so what does that have to do with Virgo moons? First of all, we are headed towards a full moon. Are we waxing? Are we waxing right now? Chasing peace. That's the 4th time. Hello. Are you satisfied? You got your fucking hello. Hi. Are we waxing? Probably. Anybody else been on irritation level 10,000? Anybody else? I broke down like 20, 30 minutes ago. I was talking to my daughter. I was like, I don't know why I'm being such a fucking cunt. I know that I am. I know that I am. I can feel it coming out of my pores. But I'm irritated and frustrated and all of those things. Thank you, James. I do have a mirror. Appreciate that. Irritation level 10,000. Colby, push him off the plank. She says, you're so jealous. Y'all want to be Virgo so bad. Actually, if you add in the 13th moon, I am a Virgo. Also, my midhaven is Virgo. Also, my Venus is Virgo. Sit the fuck down. Did you miss the part where I said I have irritation level 5,000? Did you miss that? Do you want to fuck around and find out? Anybody? This show is about everybody gathering together and totally admitting that we are human beings, and it is not love and light all the time. It is not. How do you handle that? Well, for me, I like to yell at people on the internet. For others of us, we choose meditation. I choose violence. I'm just kidding. Okay? But that's the point here, is that I'm not here to play fake with you all. I'm not here to say, get the fuck over it. I'm here to say, yeah, I hear you. How are we going to handle that and still come out with no karma? Because I guarantee you the amount of karma cookies that I have racked up in the last 2 days with my fucking mouth are immense. My next lifetime, when I stub my toe every 3 steps that I walk, I'm going to have to look back at this moment right here. Maybe if you could have learned how to close your mouth some, you wouldn't be dealing with this kind of karma. I'm aware. Okay, we're all aware. At the same time, so come at me, karma. No, I'm kidding. Don't. Please don't. I can't handle anymore. Okay? We are calm. We stand heartache to heartache. Love is a battlefield. We have to laugh at ourselves. Because have you ever... Are we there? Is it seriously going to, Colby, will you text me to resync it, please? Unless you're driving, don't. Can you text me to resync it? Did it work? I am? On my side, I'm like 5 seconds. Okay, well, whatever. Okay, so we're talking about Virgos. Or we're not talking about Virgos. We're talking about the fact that the moon is in Virgo, and the moon influences our emotions. And since our emotions are in Virgo, our emotions are going to reflect a Virgo type attitude. I had a ex-friend who turned into a whole ass mean girl who told me that every time the moon is in Virgo, she wakes up and bitches at her husband or dude who won't marry her. Live-in boyfriend, right? Just like on me, when the moon is in Scorpio, I wake up mad as fuck at my ex. Every time. For a quarter century. You think that I would get over it by now, but it's he's always dishing out extra for me to get shitty about. And I was talking to Samara about this. She's probably at work right now, but she was like, oh, I didn't even think about that, because she noticed a thing that happens every time the moon is in a water sign. And she's like, oh my God, that does check out. I'm like, I know, right? So it does affect your emotions. It does make you feel some kind of way. And Virgos are, it's not, this doesn't matter if you're a Virgo, okay? The moon is in Virgo. And Virgo energy is fuck around and find out. We're going to do it this way. This is the way that it is. I don't want to talk about anything else. Virgo energy. And you get it done too. It's not like they're just being bossy and people are just riding around in a circle. That's not how that goes. There's a reason why the Virgos want it that way, because they know they are definitely, it's when it comes to Virgo, follow the leader. Of course, as a Libra, I'm going to be like, mm-mm. But that's just the Libra vanity, okay? Oh, fun. So what I'm thinking is that all of this energy and whatever comes through, and you are having all this wisdom, and then I think that maybe you get a little bit of abundance and something happens. Like you calm your tits all the way down, right? Because you're like, okay, all right, I'm going to be fine now, right? No longer bankrupt. Everything is fine. No, it's not, but it might be. But there you are standing at the precipice. This is me. Like, I bet you I could move to Italy. I bet you I could move to Italy and find me an Italian stallion who is actually an Italian stallion. I don't know. I might not fit in over there. The ladies don't really do the tattoos. They might see me as an American heathen. Especially seeing as how my freaking Italian is awful. Have you guys ever seen a silo be transported? Somebody's building one, and they are so big. I just watched them drive by. They do it in parts, and they have cops and shit because they have to take up both sides of the road. It's wild. Jeanette. I owe you a reading, by the way. I didn't forget about you. Oh, for those of you who are waiting for a reading from me, even if it's the New Year's one, if you'd rather have a face-to-face, I'm down. That will assure that it gets done a lot faster. Just call me and we'll schedule it in, and you can trade it in for it. We can still do it yearly. It's easier if we do it face to face, because then I have to be accountable for that time. Seriously? The Italians like the blondes? Oh, well, then I'm in luck, seeing as how I'm a horse of many colors. Like, you can choose between blonde or brown or red or orange. It's up to you, depending on what the weather is like. In South Africa, they like the blondes too. I'm in the wrong damn country. All right, so that's my point. It feels like being on the precipice, like, well, I literally can go anywhere. I literally can do anything. We've come to the end of our road. Well, Jeanette, why don't you just text me and we'll schedule a time in and meet up. We stand heartache to heartache. Let's see what kind of actions happen during this time frame. This is the Brian Froud's oracles, both of them. The fairies oracles, I mixed them up together, which was probably dumb because one of them got wet and now my decks are poofy and I don't like it. Everybody always lets me off the hook. They're like, it's all right. It's not all right. You can't let me off the hook, because then I let myself off the hook. And it's not like I'm not busy, you know what I'm saying? Like we're all working together here. The green woman. Somebody's like, oh, this feels like absolute relief. Sitting in your damn lazy chair. Hanging out. 3 o'clock could be relevant. Something feels much better. Much, 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 much better. Keeping in mind that the moon does not move into Virgo from where I sit until like 5 o'clock. I'm just doing this now because I'm saving my evening for whoever wants their private reading tonight. Ay, ay, ay. The messenger. So you might know somebody who has a body like an Adonis. You know what the Adonis is? That marble statue with that dude. This one could be really hot. But there is, you have the soul shrinker out, and this is kind of what I was talking about. Like, absolutely losing your shit and freaking out and not behaving out of sorts. And then you chill the fuck out. And it might be because you get some kind of message that causes you to calm down. And you have this Prince of the Shadows who they want to do the fixing. New beginning. This could be a Libra male who is really, really, really strict and disciplined. They just are like that. And they're like, it's time. Swans, I bet. Okay, so this person, whoever this Prince of the Shadows is, could be a Libra male. We also have Taurus on the board, Mercury ruled planets. That's also the Hierophant and Justice. But it feels like this person had you on hold for a long time. Only because they were dealing with a shadow. They were living in a shadow of their past. They were living in their past for so long that they turned into a black and white picture. Meaning they froze in time. They petrified because it's like something from their past moved on and they stood still in the past and they became a memory of themselves or something. I'm trying to be lyrical, but basically what I'm saying is this is somebody who was stuck in the past. And then somehow or other, along came this one and has turn your frown right the fuck upside down. It feels like you mention something or offer something or put something out there that all of a sudden they're really excited about it. And now they're like, they're looking at you way different. She's sitting there in a wedding dress. It's like they look in the mirror and they're like, what the fuck are you waiting for? And it feels like I don't want to start something that's going to end. And it feels like they freeze in the shadow of the past in that. Why the fuck am I going to put all this effort in for something that is going to fail? And it's like, why do you think it's going to fail? Who said it was going to fail? Who told you that? And the gavel, they told themselves that. Only because this is trauma. You know what I'm saying? Eclipse. And then it says it's okay to fail. And I feel like because this woman comes forward as this fairy tale creature, that's my point. If you offer to do something with them or for them or came up with an idea, they are on board. Thank you, Carter. I appreciate that. Oh, the voting doesn't start until, I think, 1 o'clock. It's 10 a.m. PDT. So what time is that? Is that 1? EST? The voting doesn't start until then. 10 a.m. PDT. So, but the link's there. And I'm pretty sure you can vote from different email addresses and all of that. I just, I don't know. I feel stupid as fuck even talking about it. So I said on the moons, I'm not going to want to do this. And here we are on day 1. I'm like, okay, I'm done. I don't want to talk about it anymore. But now I have to talk about it every day until the middle of freaking July. So they're hopeful. Roses and the moon. This person might give you flowers. Roses even. I don't know. Maybe it was the roses. Roses on the ribbons in her long blonde hair. Who's too negative? Who's self-sabotaging? Somebody push that bitch off the plank. I decide the drama. You understand? Thank you. Colby, you're up. Y'all taking too long with the punishment. Bye-bye. Listen to me. I want to talk about that. Whoever that bitch was just said that I'm too negative and that's how you do self-sabotage. Okay, so what does it mean in the spiritual world? If we're going to go on trend with all the TikTokers, first we have to call everyone a narcissist. And if they're not a narcissist, they have BPD. We all have narcissistic post-traumatic stress disorder or whatever the fucking internet diagnoses us with, right? So that's how that goes. Of course, I'm being sarcastic. Follow along with me. That's the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard in my entire life. Okay? And then we're not allowed to talk about it. I'm fairly certain that a lot of people who have not been enlightened believe that to be a spiritual person, you're not allowed to say fuck. You can't say things that you don't like. You can't eat any good food. And you must be vanilla all of the time. And if your biological body, full of hormones, stimulants, and everything else, has a natural reaction, you are then in the wrong. And you are no longer a spiritual person. Oh, my bad. My bad. This is why I shouldn't be a mod. Isn't that true? Isn't that, don't you think that seems to be the consensus along the people who just watch the TikTok and then they are all of a sudden educated? Why don't we consider the opinion of a person who has fucking studied this for 30 years and not just studied one, but studied them all? You have to consider that spirituality and science are the same thing. Once you realize that you can quantify spirituality in the land of Hertz, it becomes measurable. What do you do in science? Take measurements. I'm just saying. Okay, so even though I've gone off on a rampage that apparently I didn't need to go off on because I misunderstood what she said, I already told you guys I've been a capital C word for 3 days. It's not going to change today. Okay? So just, if this is too much for you, go ahead and click off. My point is, being spiritual and being enlightened has nothing to do with hormones. That has to do with maturity. Okay, and how you deal with shit. Milo, it's not a good day. Your opinion of me is going to go right out the window. All right, I'm running my mouth and I need to stop. Do you understand my point? That there is the spiritual condition and then there is the human condition. And if the idea is for most days to try to ascend and to try to be a better person, but some days you fall flat on your face and it just doesn't work out the way you want it to work out, and sometimes you might have words about it. Anyhow, this particular person is your bestie, Anam Cara, and they have an olive branch for you. Save the date. Tell me about this message. Maybe it was the roses. This person, okay, they always pick you. Always, 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 always. Even if they're like, I'm stuck in the shadow of the past, you come up into their shadow of the past, like, come play with me. And they're like, okay. And they will. But then as soon as you leave or go wherever you go, they fall back into the... It could be like depression or something like that. It could just be not willing to let go. Thank you. Everyone forgives me. That's nice. I don't necessarily deserve it. You should have heard some of the shit that I said. I screamed at the lady who called about my extended car warranty. Told her to lose my fucking number and then hung up on her and threw my phone. I'm a grand total of 14 years old. All right? That's as far as I can handle my fucking emotions today. Yeah, I know, Miss Kim, but that doesn't mean I need to yell at the tribe. Except the thing is that half the tribe feels exactly the same way that I do. And when I go off, most people are like, finally, somebody fucking said it. Right. So, testosterone cream. Make sure you wear gloves when you put that shit on. I rubbed steroid cream all over a patient one time without gloves on. Whoa, I was on top of the world. And I'm like, why do I feel so... And they're like, oh my God. You're not supposed to touch that with your hands. Whoops. That's why you should pay attention in orientation, okay? So you guys go through cycles where you stop talking to each other and then you get back together. But that's only because it feels like you want to go forward and they want to stay stuck in the past. But you can usually get them to come with you, but then they go back. Wasn't I talking about that? About the back ski forski thing? That's true. It's feathers. Thank you for noticing, Milo. This is an emperor all day. I dropped the card. Ace of Pentacles. I keep hearing save the date. What is all this? A bunch of angels fell on the floor. Hold on. I picked them up and heard those aren't your cards, and then they made no sense, which would lead me to believe that's true. Save the date. You and this person have the ability to wrap up each other's... Yeah, you bring peace to this person and they bring it back to you too. It feels like this is the one person who can get you to shut your mouth. And they're very, 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 very masculine. And they got a question for you. What's the question? Probably the same thing as the messenger. Ace of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, the Star. Save the date. So, I mean, I love that. Because it feels like whoever or whatever this is It feels like it's reciprocated in that, you know how I was saying, like, they're stuck in the past and a shadow of the past or whatever. Or maybe, I mean, you don't have to be stuck in the past every day. We're talking about 2 days worth of energy starting after 5 o'clock, right? Which means that for this time frame, that's what they were doing. And it feels like you get them to come out of that. And then you both have something to look forward to. The 8th could be relevant, or 8 o'clock. This is your olive branch. And I heard it's like you pick up where you left off. Somebody might have wine or big old glass of something. And they have something in their hand. And it feels like 2 of Cups, the Lovers, Ace of Rods. Oh my God, you're my wife. And you're all... And see, because it feels like when they let themselves have it, this masculine, when they let themselves have it, they want it more than anything. You, the relationship, the togetherness, the partnership, the all of the things. But then when you go back to your own corners, they go back into the stuck in the past bubble. Everything is awful. They could just be really depressed or something like that. And for the times that they do let themselves have you or be near you or be with you, it's lovely. Absolutely lovely. Judgment. So you might be in a vehicle when this goes down. You guys could park right next to each other. Somebody could have a really dark car and a really light car. I always get that with the Chariot. But this is a Wheel of Fortune moment. This is X marks the spot. And there's something about this exchange where... Yes, Michael, I read for Aquarians. And Aquarian men drive me bonkers. Milo, explain it to him. Please. There's an Aquarian reading on the channel right now that is relevant. It's called, like, Slaying the Dragon or something. This is my point, though. When they have this, I think that the experience that you have is so, like, fun, or it takes them out of their funk. It makes them feel so good that they'll give you anything you want. They'll give you the whole world. And I don't know what it is. I mean, like, it could be anything. Like, for example, one of my kids was having a rough time or whatever. And I took him to fucking Sky Zone. All right? His whole entire outlook on everything changed. Flipped right upside down. He was happy as a camper, and he couldn't remember why he was upset. Something like that. Thank you, Michael. All right, what do you guys do? You might fall asleep with this person. But it feels like, okay, that they are going to lie straight to your face about their feelings. But I would just say steadfast, because this Emperor, 2 of Cups, you're perfect. It's Emperor and Temperance. And Temperance is a tempered empress. And you guys might sit around and watch TV together. I can't show you the cards because they're all naked. And then it's like it's almost like they want to schedule the next time before you leave. It feels like they're not going to let you go without knowing that they're going to see you again. Because it feels like you do it for each other. I keep saying that you do this thing for them and blah, 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 blah. It feels like you do it for each other. Like, they might be sad. They might be stuck in the past, or you might. But the other person is just irritated and being all this grumpy, grouchy, jerk face, McGee. 50 Shades of asshole, right? And you guys, this interaction, and it might be that you guys are Six of Cups, meaning that's your soul contract, is to heal each other back and forth. They heal you, you heal them. Didn't we talk about that the other day? That healers need to be with protectors. And it looks like when they are down in the dumps, you protect them. And when you are down in the dumps, they protect you, and you both heal each other. And it is you wind up with pure 100% unbridled hope at the end of this. This is the hope. And I think it's because you both, I think it's like we were talking about, science and spirituality is quantifiable. It feels like you both go into the situation when you hang out with each other down like this. And then after you hang out with each other, you're both like this. And it's undeniable. It's not possible to say that wasn't because of them. Because it was. And they're like, every single time, I feel so much better. And I feel like there's a whole, like, thank you for being patient or something like that. For everybody that's just now rolling in, I have immediate private readings. I've got 2. I'll do one tonight and one tomorrow. If you want them, get them now. It must be through PayPal or Venmo. The links for that is in the box below. Don't forget to vote, okay, for the Inked Magazine competition. Link for that is in the box below as well. And there was another piece of thing, and I forgot it again. I do not remember what the other piece of tribe news was. You'll have to rewind to the beginning. So somebody might be out doing some kind of like landscaping or working in the shrubbery. And they're thinking about what it means to be an emperor. And they're thinking about the rod, obviously. But they're like, every time I think about that, I think about her. And I think it irritates them. Because how in the fuck are they supposed to stay in the past if they're interested in the future? And I feel like there's a lot of light bulbs coming on. And there they are, being blocked off, fucking lying about it. But I think that the big hope at the end of all things is, above anything else, okay, this person is admitting they never want to stop doing this. Ever. Ace of Cups. So I think that you're going to notice this. I just saw all ones across the board. I think that you're going to notice this person giving you more and more and more attention, and starting to treat you like they're going to let you in. But I don't think they're going to admit it for a while. This is like, I don't want to say it's like hanging out with the SPCA dog, but it kind of is. They're not going to trust you. You have to go in and sit in the cage and just sit there with them for a long time and keep offering them food and shit. And eventually they will warm up to you. And it feels like this has been going on for a while. But the point is that for some reason at this point, they're, it's like the first indications that they're starting to trust you. And they definitely trust you above all else. Above anything else, they definitely trust you. All right. Is there anything else? Yeah, you have got them captivated. That's my point. You're able to... You know, it's funny too, is I always draw a parallel to whatever TV show I have on the background. And you know, I don't listen to the radio when I study. I listen to TV shows in the background. It's just noise, but you still hear it, kind of like a subliminal. There's this, currently I'm watching Big Bang Theory. It's hilarious. That show is fucking hilarious. Well, there's this one episode where Sheldon moves in with Amy and they live right across the hall. And he goes up to the top of the stairs and he doesn't know whether to go to his old house or to his new house. And he's like, I'm stuck. And he was drawing a parallel to some scientific study where a donkey caught in between two bales of food would starve itself to death because it wants each of them equally. And that is a valid hypothesis, although there's a whole bunch of other stuff that goes with it. But then she comes by and she's like, oh, I totally understand you. And she's like, well, here's an eggplant because I don't want you to starve. And he's like, you understand me? You're just going to leave me and you're just going to let me sit here and be in the hallway? She's like, well, I don't want to interrupt you. You look like you know what you're doing. And then she starts talking about something and she's just going to go inside the house. And she starts talking about something that interests him. And he forgot that he was... paused. He followed her into the house just because she was just talking and saying things that he was interested in. So there really was no choice, but if you were to ask him before she showed up, he didn't know what to do. He was stuck, right? But that's not you. You have a way of casting a net with this one. And they let themselves get caught up. Ace of Pentacles. Exactly. It's a beautiful thing. Can we get one card to define this partnership here? The Oak Man. Strength, sturdy, solid, justice, the future, the truth. You make them smile, and it's a gift from the very hecking godmother. All right, y'all. I love you so much. I got to head back up to radiology and go look at some scans and do that. I'll be back home about 4:30. Going to make dinner. And then for whoever wants the private reading tonight, we're going to do that about 7 my time. So make sure that you get that now. And we will knock, 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 Dharma. Knock, 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 Dharma. I know. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, and so, but I will be back in probably in the morning time to do another daily. It's time for that. And stay tuned for all the things. Don't forget that you can vote every single day. The winners, 3 top voters will get free readings from me. Okay? So I love you guys so much. All the links that you need are in the box below. And until next time.